I am Nagendra Babu from MESR Engineering College. As a part of video broadcasting, I would like to explain about the semantic web. Before going to semantic web, I would brief about Web 1.0 and 2.0. Web 1.0 is the basic level of the World Wide Web. Here, there is only consumer and producer. The producer produces the content and keeps the content in the web, and the consumer consumes it only. Then here is the example. So here the producer produces the content and keeps in the web space, and the consumer can retrieve that data. There is no intercommunication between the producer and the consumer. But coming to Web 2.0, this is the communication between the peer-to-peer. Here a peer might be a consumer or a producer. When the peer is producing the content, then the peer will become producer, and when the peer is utilizing the content, then the peer will become consumer. Here the communication is in between the peer-to-peer. And here groups are also formed. So social groups are established. Here some of the in Web 2.0 there are some of the contents like folksonomies, blogs, social networking, social software, software as a service, RSS feeds, CSS, Ajax, and like these. There are many things. Coming to Web 3.0, there is a disadvantage in Web 2.0, which is there is no intelligence in Web 2.0. If any end user wants something, then that content will be taken from the data. Here in Web 2.0, the data provider will provide the content, and the indexing is provided by the experts only. But when coming to Web 3.0, the indexing will be provided using RDF schemas. So here is the intelligence. So whenever a user wants something, it checks from the intelligence, and that intelligence will gather the data from the net and provide to the user. The basic structure of the Web 3.0 is this. Here the identifiers URI is there. This is a universal resource in identification, and characters at Unicode. This is a simplification of the URIs. XML is used to describe the data in a particular format. XML schema are used to restrict the data types, and RDF schema, RDF resource description framework. This tells from where the content will be located, and there is the RDF schema. RDF schema will describe the some of the schemas from the RDF. And web ontology language, this is used to increase the vocabulary of RDF schemas. So RIF and Swirl are used to provide more roles on the RDFs, and Sparkle is used to query from the different RDFs, distributed RDFs. So all this will be from the cryptography. This is used to know that the data, semantic web data, is coming from a trusted source. This is a trust. When all this is right, then this will be converted into derived source, and this trust is for whether the derived statements are from the trusted source or not. User interface and applications. Here based on all these things, user applications are developed. Thank you.